The Louisville Metro Council will vote on a proposal today designed to give local alcohol beverage control more authority. There have been discussions surrounding this ordinance for months now, but it's getting more steam because of a deadly shooting inside Cafe 360 off Bardstown Road early Sunday morning. The ordinance passed out of committee last night, and if the full Metro Council approves it, then the local alcohol beverage control board would get power to suspend a bar's alcohol license if there is a public security threat. Now, currently that power only resides with the state. The threats we're talking about would include a violation that directly contributes to death or serious injury, a firearm being discharged, excessive complaints requiring police to expend an unordinary amount of resources in a 6-month period, and man-made or natural events that have put the site in a position where it poses a serious threat. Now, some of this language comes directly from current state law, and local business owners had input on what the ordinance would look like.
To make sure that this language was both fair to bar and restaurant owners, but also, took into consideration the issue, which is violence. So that's where this all stems from. So we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're not coming up with new language or a new ordinance that would unfairly punish bars who are innocent.
If a license is suspended under this ordinance, that business would be given a suspension hearing within 3 days. The Metro Council is set to meet this afternoon at 3:45 on this. We'll keep you updated throughout the day on what we learn. The Kentucky House and Senate overrode Governor Beshear's veto of House Bill 18 this week. It allows landlords the ability to deny federal housing vouchers and also blocks local governments from enforcing their own housing ordinances, which ban discrimination based on a renter's source of income. Such bans were already approved in Louisville and Lexington. Supporters of this bill previously said it's not discriminatory and gives rights back to the landlords. However, those who oppose the bill say it pulls control from the cities.
But I find it ironic in this body that we often speak about local control, and here we are wresting local control away from the city of Louisville, which I represent, which had passed this ordinance 25-0 just 4 years ago.
Now, this was Beshear's first veto of the legislative session this year, but more are expected with the GOP supermajorities.
We support Wes Bradley. We support Wes Bradley.
Show of support for ousted Superintendent Wes Bradley. Nelson County teachers, students, and families lined up along the old courthouse in downtown Bardstown yesterday in protest. The Nelson County Board of Education removed Bradley in a 4-1 vote Monday, listing several reasons for his removal, including neglect of duty and failure of leadership. Now, principals from 11 schools expressed support for Bradley in letters posted on social media. They included Kurt Merrifield of Thomas Nelson High School, who was at that demonstration, sharing what he's seen under Bradley's tenure as superintendent.
Sometimes when you have a progressive vision towards the future, you're going to meet resistance with the status quo. He's never been bashful about that, and that's really what draws good teachers, good administrators, and families and community members and community partners, business partners to our schools. And so right now this is a process of the status quo meeting progressive ideas that are going to support students and their families.
Well, that request for Bradley's removal will need to be approved by the Kentucky Department of Education to move forward. We are hearing from the woman whose newly purchased electric car suddenly stalled on the 2nd Street Bridge Friday, moments before a multi-car collision sent that Cisco semi over the edge. Glenna Hess told me she was planning to take that car back to the dealer when this happened.
Emotionally, I'm not well. Physically, I'm fine.
That's Louisville resident Glenna Hess.
You see this, and you realize how many people could have died as a result of this faulty car.
She says it was her first time behind the wheel of her new electric car, bought just the day before. Having owned them for the past decade, she knew something wasn't right when the electrical system started acting erratically.
As I was coming back from Jeffersonville, it said I had a 24-mile range, which is fine. I just want to get across the bridge, and then I can call AAA and have them take the car to Carvana because I was going to take it back. We noticed something was wrong with it.
And then
the motor just came to a dead stop on the 2nd Street Bridge. So I pulled over as far as I could, put the blinkers on, called AAA. They were calling the police. Everything was fine. Cars were passing me. They saw that my blinkers were on until, of course, somebody didn't.
Has said everything happened so fast.
I saw a blue pickup truck with a badly injured person in front of me, and I look behind, and then I see the semi. And you see this woman, and you're thinking, it's a wonder she's not dead.
Has said a man came to her window to check on her before running toward the pickup.
You know, in the scope of everything happening, you're in shock. Some sweet lady, I had no idea who she was. She just came out and checked on me, and an officer said, "Do you have a warm car she can get in?" And she said, "Yes." And so this angel said, "You know, you can come in my car."
Together, they watched as a Louisville firefighter pulled that semi-driver from the cab of the truck, dangling 100 feet over the Ohio River.
I can't imagine the trauma that she's feeling. She's a hero, how she maneuvered the whole situation.
Has said the direction the semi-driver took to avoid more collisions likely saved lives, giving credit to everyone on the bridge for saving hers.
Every first responder involved, they did their job so well.
Hess and her husband said the dealer told them it will not take that car back now that it's been damaged and referred them to corporate. We have been in contact with them, waiting still for a statement. We do know at least one person was critically injured in that crash and remains in the hospital at last check. We'll continue to keep you updated on their recovery. Well, Louisville firefighter Bryce Carden was honored last night at Rupp Arena before the UK game started. He's the first responder who pulled that Cisco driver out from the semi-truck while it was suspended over the Ohio. Our Mason Hordisky had a chance to catch up with him.
Oh, this is huge. I grew up a Cats fan since I was a little boy. My parents met at the University of Kentucky. It's huge. It's a great feeling to be here and just go Cats.
Carden and his wife sat right behind Coach Cal. The Cats won 93-77 against Vanderbilt. Well, with all the attention our Louisville firefighters have received this last week, they also want you to know about their current contract issues. Some of them have been working on an expired contract for nearly a year, and the Louisville Fire Department is paid right at or below cities of comparable sizes. Due to budget cuts over the last 2 decades, multiple firehouses have been closed or consolidated. Wednesday, they voiced their frustrations to our Jose Alonso.
Multiple Louisville firefighters rallied downtown for a different type of emergency, using the national attention their latest rescue gave to speak out about their pay.
When they see corrections and EMS and MetroSafe getting paid double time for time and a half, and they don't, it sends a message, you know, that they're not important.
Firefighters have been working about 9 months past an expired contract with the city. President of the local International Association of Firefighters, Jeff Taylor, says their members want negotiations settled.
A firefighter that really understands and gets the profession would do it for free if they could, because they love what they do. The fact of the matter is they've got to be paid, because they've got families, they've got children, they got needs, they've got to be paid.
Family members like Caitlin Carden, the wife of Bryce Carden, were also in attendance to show their support.
It's a lot of stress, unneeded stress that's going on. You know, some of these guys or women cannot, you know, fully do their jobs because they are so, you know, inclined with the union and things like that, that the stress needs to be relieved as soon as possible.
The president of the local union says their frustrations are real and that Mayor Craig Greenberg is also personally getting involved with these contract negotiations. In a statement from his office, it reads, quote, Mayor Greenberg and his entire administration greatly value Louisville's heroic firefighters and their dedication to protecting our people and our city.
This is not a function of something that Craig's done. This is a function of how they've been ignored for the last 20 years, the majority, if not all, of their careers. And they're fed up.
They do a lot for this community, and they just sometimes don't get what they need.
Taylor says the mayor is also frustrated and is now involved in these negotiations. The office saying they, quote, met nearly all the requests made by the union leadership.
It is not my intent to stand toe-to-toe with him. It's my intent to stand shoulder-to-shoulder with him, and we'll work on this together.
A goal to settle what the next 1 to 5 years will look like for the city firefighters. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 on your side.
And taking a closer look, we did compare Louisville Fire Department salaries with those of similar sized cities. For a fire recruit here in Louisville, they start at $55,300. In Indianapolis, that's about the same at $54,000, but by the second year, that jumps to $63,000. The same goes for Cincinnati. A recruit in their first year will make $54,000, but jump to $61,000 in their second year. And to put that in perspective, a smaller department like Jeffersonville, Indiana, starts at $49,000 and jumps to $54,000 the second year.